Hello, boys and girls. Today, we're going to make some art with numbers. That's right. You can make art out of numbers. You can make art out of pretty much anything, but we're going to use numbers today to create some art. So I'm going to teach you guys how to transform a normal number into something a little bit more special and spectacular called a bubble or block number. So I'm going to teach you that today. It's super easy and super fun. So let's do a number together. So pick a number from 1 to 9. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. If you want to do 0 too, that's fine as well. And you're going to draw it as big as you can in the middle of your page. Now I have mine portrait style, so I can fit lots of tall numbers on it. But if you want yours to be landscape, that's fine too. So I'm going to do a number 2. So I'm going to draw it nice and big on my paper. And I'm going to draw it as neatly as I can, just like that. So there's my giant number. Then I'm going to take a marker. Or if you don't have a marker, you can use a dark crayon, color pencil, or even pen. And I'm going to trace a shape around my number. And it's going to go on both sides. It's going to go on the top of the number and around the bottom. So imagine if I blew a bubble around my number. So I start by going a little bit away from my line, and I want to make sure that line is the same space away from my number the whole time. If I mess up, it's no big deal. Now, wherever my number curves, so does my shape. All right, now my line is going to go the other direction because I'm following the bottom of my number. Now I've done the top of my number. Now it's time to turn my line around and do the bottom. So I do a little curved line, and then I go all the way around. Now I do the other side. Nice and slow, take your time. Just like that, okay? Now because I like my number to look really crazy, I like to trace it twice. And the second time I trace it super fast. Just because I want those little spaces in between. Now you don't have to do that, but you'll see me do something magical to those double lines in a second. Now I'm gonna put my cap on so my marker doesn't dry out. And then I'm gonna erase my original number. And what I'm left with is my block number or bubble. So block means corners and straight lines. Bubble means curved. So now I'm going to do a whole bunch more numbers the same way that I did this one. So I start with an original number and then I draw a shape around it. Now numbers like 0s, 8s, 9s, and 6s, they have those little circles. So you're also going to do inside the shapes too. All right, so I'm going to add as many numbers as I want. Now this time, I'm going to put them all over the place. They're going to overlap. Some will be big, some will be small. You can make them sideways, upside down. There's no right way or wrong way. So what you'll see me do is you'll see me start with a number, drawing it like I normally would. So there's number 8. And then I'm going to take my marker, ignoring any other number around it, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a bubble or block number. Again, I like to double my lines, but if you don't like the way that looks, you can make them nice and clean. And then, of course, I can't forget about inside my number. All right, so I'm going to keep on filling them up with all kinds of numbers. Boys and girls, so now I have all the numbers that I wanted. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I did 6 numbers, and I did them all over the place. They overlap each other, And what I'm going to do now, before I add color, is I'm going to use my marker or pen that I've been using. And I love these little shapes that happened when I overlapped them. I like the small ones. So I'm going to fill them in with a pattern. And I'm only going to use my pen for that. And I'm going to use the same pattern wherever I want to. Now, if you want to change it up and do different patterns, that's fine too. But what I'm gonna do is, I am a huge fan of stripes. So I'm gonna make some stripes just in some of those places like that. Okay, so I'm gonna choose which places I wanna add my pattern to. And then when I'm done, or whenever I feel like I'm finished, then I get to add color. Boys and girls, so I couldn't stop myself. I love making patterns, especially with a marker or a pen. So I chose 2 patterns that I repeated all over the place. So I just picked shapes, rectangles, circles, squares, or shapes I can't even give names to. And what I did is I just added some patterns just to add, a little bit of fun and decorating. Now what I'm going to do is add color. And what we're going to do today with our coloring is we're going to try value. Can you say value? And every color in the rainbow has value. And value is the light and the dark of a color. And I'm going to teach you how to create value with your crayons. So I'm going to zoom into a spot on my picture. Let's see, this part of our 7 right here. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to color one side dark, and then I'm going to try my best to color it all the way to light. So dark, of course, is easiest way to make a color dark is by pressing down with as much pressure as you can. So I'm pressing down as much as it will go. That's the darkest this crayon will go. And then to make it lighter in color, as I go to the other side, I'm gonna lift up on the crown, barely touching the paper. You see how soft that is? Now, I missed a few places, so I might just barely touch and color those in as best I can. Now, this is practice, so if you can't get it right the first time, it's okay. We just wanna try, okay? So I'm gonna try to go from dark to light with my colors. So let's try it again. Pick a new color this time. I'm gonna pick a new spot. Let's color this spot right here. So again, I'm gonna start with dark. That's what I find easiest to do. So dark is easy. I'm just coloring with the darkest I can without breaking the crayon. And then I'm gonna go back and forth. This time I'll slow it down. And as I go to the other side, I'm lifting up on the crayon. So I'm barely touching the page. Now, value does take practice, but you're gonna get a lot of practice with this picture. So by the end of class, you guys are gonna be rock stars at value. Now, when you pull the camera away or the picture, you can see the dark to the light. Really cool. So I'm gonna go around and add as many colors as I want, and I'm gonna start to fill in all my spaces with color, going from dark to light. All right. All right, boys and girls, there's my number art that I had so much fun creating. I practiced my going dark to light, which we call value. And I just colored everything, even the background. So you can color everything too. I hope you guys had fun with this one. I know I did, and I'll see you next time. Bye.